the bye week. Driving 3 hours north via train, the Ravens handled business as they should against the lowly New York Little Giants. Another Jackson 5 classic performance. Lamar Jackson and the offense wakes back up. Ravens win 35-14 over the Giants. We're going to talk all about it. It's the Ravens Postgame show. Make sure you guys click on that subscribe button, tackle that thumbs up, hit that like button. Let us know how you're feeling after the game. We're going to talk about it right here with you, right here on the Flex Zone Podcast, your home for the official Baltimore Ravens Postgame show. More exciting than another Jackson 5 performance. Moonwalking all over the Little Giants up in the Meadowlands. The Flex Zone Podcast, official Baltimore Ravens postgame show, giving you Ravens coverage and sports how you want it, fellas.
When you need it, baby.
Another Ravens victory, now 9-5. Get ready for a short week home on Saturday. We'll get to that and all the other fun stuff from around the NFL in week 15. But the gang's all back together. The friendly neighborhood. Cousin D puts the D in DMV. D, what's going on, my brother? Always good to have you back on the Flex Zone Podcast. Another week of content for you with D.
Oh, yeah. Been a busy week as always. Doing the She Got game down at the lovely St. James in Springfield, Virginia. That's the place, guys. Y'all got experience, man. It's got everything in there. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. But
yes.
Check us out on the Die Sporting Network. A lot of content on the basketball side going on. We'll be back in Baltimore starting Tuesday, bringing you your Baltimore fix to my folks up in that area local. We cover the DMV like nobody else on the high school side of things. So check it out. We're ready to talk these Ravens. They did what they're supposed to do today, but we still got some issues. Still got a couple issues to deal with.
We're going to talk all about it. And, of course, the man who loves to keep it real. It's frustrating, but we love him. It's Big Raj.
No bread, no water, just me.
Finish him, Daddy.
That's one big son of a bitch! Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
Big Raj.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy back again. Ready to talk these Ravens. Let's get it going.
Let's get to it. Ravens get the 35-14 victory. Giants lose a franchise record-tying 9th straight game. Lamar Jackson 5 touchdown passes. Started kind of weird. He actually had a fumble on the first drive, and it was only the second play from scrimmage. I know a lot of us were like, what is going on? But from then on, Lamar Jackson tied his career high with another 5 touchdown performance, 35-14 victory, and the Giants had their 9th straight loss. Raj, I'll start with you. How you feeling about this game? 35-14 victory. They covered the 16-point spread as well. Lamar Jackson, 5 touchdowns.
I mean, they should have beat them probably by more. Like you said, they fumbled the ball in the first possession, got it back, started handling business. The Giants really didn't have no answers. They had no quarterback. Tommy DeVito couldn't really do anything. And then the backup of the backup was terrible as well. So they pretty much handled their business. Lamar Jackson, 5 touchdown passes. He looked fantastic. After the fumble, Rashard Bateman, 2 touchdowns, 80 yards. He was doing his thing. Zay had some pretty good catches as well. Mark Andrews had a couple catches. They played extremely well. Derrick Henry wasn't really needed like as much today. So he had 67 or something like that yards. So he did pretty good as well. But it was one of those games where once you got the lead on them, it was like smooth sailing from there. Didn't really make too many mistakes. But we're going to talk about the defense in a minute. But yeah, man, it was cool sailing from the first touchdown on.
Lamar Jackson now 24-3 versus the NFC. What did you think about the game today? And we all knew the Little Giants weren't that good. The Ravens handled business as they should.
Yeah, indeed, Byron, Raj, the Little Giants got what they deserve. You know, they're not a good football team. That's clear. They really had no answers for the Ravens offense. You know, the fumble to start off and kind of like, let's hope they don't try to beat themselves today. But they got offensively back on track. Byron and myself, we was talking about how both Derrick Henry cut them dreads off. He looked as menacing. He's getting tackled a little bit early. We got a couple garbage runs in the second half. But it's all about next week. Mainly Saturday coming up. Everything's on the line in the sense of the division for the Ravens and the Steelers. And we'll talk about the defense in a moment, but you can't make the mistakes continually that they keep making on defense. Yes, you played a sorry team in the Giants, and on offense they kind of cruise. But we need to see Bateman in these big games. We need to see Flowers. We need to make sure both Derrick Henry gets it done and Andrews and company. They didn't need Tucker today. They're gonna need him on Thursday. I mean, not on Thursday, on Saturday and the following Wednesday coming up. So it is what it is. They did what they're supposed to do.
Well, let's get to the offense, Raj. They've been kind of stalling the past few weeks. You see my boy Bate up there, your boy, 80 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 67 yards. Lamar Jackson ran more, 65 yards on the ground. We've seen Rasheen Ali because the backups came in. He had 32 yards. Justice Hill had a big touchdown reception. Devontae Walker with a touchdown reception. Mark Andrews breaks the franchise record. Zay Flowers, 50 yards. The offense today, a little bit of everybody, even Likely with 17 yards. Tyler Wallace, too.
Yeah, man. You seen Tez Walker? You know, I didn't know he was still on the team, but he caught his first pass for a touchdown, which is fantastic. But everybody got involved, like you said today. It was everybody caught a ball except Deontay Johnson. But hey, it is what it is, man. I mean, what else can you say? You played the Giants. They had no answers for nothing. They really stank as a team at the moment, and they had a lot of people hurt. Quarterback stinks. The only wide receiver they had was Malik Neighbors, and he played well, but everybody else was just trash. So, like I said before, they did what they were supposed to do. They went there and they handled their business, and they sat in the fourth quarter, which is what you want when you're playing a team like that. And they got the job done. I mean, another Jackson 5. That's cool and all. Lamar's patting the stats, which is great. But hey, can like D said, can we do this next week? That's the question. But I have an answer for it after we continue to keep going on.
Lamar Jackson, first quarterback in NFL history, 80% completion, 250 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 50 rushing yards. D, what about the offense? They're getting back on pace. They're number one in a lot of categories, and it's going to be important that they, in a sense, put up points as we head into January football.
No doubt about it, Byron. Like I said earlier, they did what they're supposed to do after the first drive, after the fumble. Was able to control the pace of the game, able to take care of business. Got Bateman involved. Like you said, Byron, everybody got involved, like you said. Even the rookie got the touchdown, man. How about that? Got a touchdown mid-third quarter. He hadn't been active. I don't think he's been active since like week 2 or something like that, week 3. So good to see that he was active today. Pretty much everybody caught something. Even somebody caught something in the stand. There was a lot of Raven fans up there, the cheap tickets up in the Meadowlands. Very cheap tickets. I mean, I thought it was a home game. I ain't gonna lie. When I heard I heard something else. I heard all this cheering. I'm like, oh snap! So the Ravens was up in Jersey. I know he was back in Baltimore. Lord, but I mean, might as well, man. I mean, the Giants then rolled over, laid down. They have no quarterback. Feel bad for Neighbors, man. Neighbors is a player. Singletary's a decent running back. Tracy's kind of converted running back, wide receiver. I mean, it is what it is. But Ravens got it done, man. They got it done. They did what they're supposed to do. And now, like I said, the big Dugaroo coming up at the bank on Saturday.
We're about to get to that in a second because really not much else to talk about on the games. It's really defense, special teams. Defensively, guys, defense each week, they've been getting better and better. This week again, they pretty much they got what? They had 3 sacks as a team. They got the interception and Darius Washington to seal it. Outside of neighbors, like D said, who had 81 yards on 10 targets, 14 targets, 10 receptions. Wanda Robinson, 38 yards, Bellinger, 35, Slayton, 16, Tracy, 25 or 31 yards on the ground, and Singletary, 25 yards. They only rushed for 55 yards. Raj, this defense is slowly but surely getting better. They're getting consistent as well, and they're able to get off the field a lot, which is important.
Yeah, but I still don't trust 21. I don't even know why he's still on this goddamn team, to be honest.
I was wondering that too, Raj. Why is he on neighbors?
Why is he on the team? Period. I'm tired of him. Seriously, like, we do have a shot next week to beat the Steelers. I still don't think we are, but that's neither here nor there. But 21 is complete garbage. He should not be playing. Where the hell is TJ Tampa? Why is Tre'Davious White not getting more playing time? Why is this fool still on the field? He can't stick. I mean, he can stick with his man. He does not turn around to find the ball. He doesn't know where the ball is half of the time. He's grabbing his man. We could have had a shutout today if he wasn't so goofy. But it is what it is, man. They did play a lot better. We did have a lot of penalties. 1, because of him, and 2, because of other silly things. But I think we can be a whole lot better if they get this fool off the field. I mean, don't get me wrong. He played well, like I said, last year. He was great. This year, we did a 180 on us. He doesn't know how to play again. And he's just causing a lot of penalties and a lot of silly things when he doesn't need to do that. And B. Steve he's just not it, man. He is not it. But other than that, the defense did play a lot better, although they really didn't play anybody. They didn't have no quarterback that really, tested them. So that was great. But I mean, what else can you say, man? You're supposed to, hold them to, I guess, 14 and under or 7 and under or whatever when you're playing a pathetic team like this. So they did the job. Nobody got hurt, which is great. But I am super afraid for next week because, one, the Steelers coming off this loss against the Eagles, like we kind of did. They're going to be hungry for a win, and they already know how to play us. They know how to pick on B. Steve. They know how to pick on other people on the field. And can Lamar do exactly what he did today, which is throw to wide open receivers? Can the offensive line not be offensive and get a bunch of penalties on them? So I mean, we're going to find out in 6 days. But yeah, the defense played well in this game. They did what they're supposed to do outside of the foolish penalties. And yeah, man, they held it down as they supposed to against the sorry Giants team.
Go ahead, D.
Yeah, to the defense and the Rodgers point, first of all, the penalties, it's been too common all year. Fans were whining about, well, this referees doing this, referees doing that. Like, it's to the point now. The rap is on us. They know we're the most penalized team. Don't be out there grabbing. Don't do dumb stuff consistently, period. The only flag I thought that was questionable was the first roughing the passer. That could have went either way. But you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt. When you are the most penalized team in the league, and then you got certain crews that deal with certain more penalties than others, you're not going to get the benefit. Don't be grabbing. Don't be doing dumb stuff. And to Rogers' point, Brandon Stevens should have been gone. I blame the coaching staff for that, mainly Harbaugh and company. Because it's like you brought in White, you drafted Tampa. Let these guys play, man. You did the right thing by moving Humphreys into the slot situation so you don't have to cover nobody on the outside. That's cool. But Brandon Stevens cannot follow the ball. He can't follow the ball as bad as a pitching can't follow a piece of bread. He cannot follow the ball. It has been proven. It has been shown. It's on tape a billion times. Every team in the league knows it. They go after him every chance they get. And either he going to grab in the PI or the ball going to go over him. He going to be in the area, ball going to go over him, receiver going to catch. As he wanted to. our folks on 105.7 said to the point. I was going to ask him in the press conference, why can't you not follow the ball, man? Put the ball right there and pretend you're a pigeon and try to puck at the thing, man. Because you suck. You suck. You are worse than Frank Talker and Coy Ivy. You are worse than them two. It has been proven now. You sank. Every team scout report, hey, 21 out there, throw near him.
All
Is he
right.
going to get a PI or he going to let the receiver catch the ball? Just throw near him. You good to go. And the first meeting against Pittsburgh, we had a bunch of penalties. We had the turnovers. We had missed field. We did everything we could to lose the ball game. We only lost. Can't keep beating yourselves, man. Now, against the Giants that had no quarterback, had nothing, yeah, you might get away with that against a good team. Against the Pittsburghs, Houston coming up. Even Cleveland, which you lost to the first time. Even the Clowns, you didn't get away with it then. So with that being said, defense did what they had to do. It was good to see our run stuffers back. It's good to see Pierce, good to see Jones healthy. That was what's up, because we're going to need them definitely in this stretch run. But with that being said, the defense, they was passable today, but they got to get better, especially in the secondary, because the other quarterback did throw for a touchdown, unfortunately. And the secondary got to get better still. They still got their issues. Just it is what it is. Number 21, bench his ass. He should see the doghouse. He should see under it, over it, in it. Shouldn't see the field no more. Period.
What can be done, Raj, about these penalties? 12 penalties today for 112 yards. As bad as the Giants are, they only had 6. They may be slack.
They're about to play. They're about to play the Steelers and Texans. There's nothing you could do about these penalties at this point, because they had a whole bye week. They had a lot of rest. They was chilling at home, besides Tucker, because Tucker was in the facility because he had no choice but to be. But everybody else was chilling at home, and they still come out and they had 8, 9 penalties today. I don't know what they can
12.
do again.
12.
You said how many?
12.
God damn. All right. They had 12 penalties today. There's nothing you can do about them at this point. It is what it is with the team. They're going to be penalized a lot. I mean, it's just going to happen. It's just, can they overcome their own penalties? Can they overcome their own mistakes? And now we're going to be playing Russell Wilson, and I'm pretty sure Pickens will be back next week. So, yeah, man, I don't know. There's nothing you really can do. They're just undisciplined on the defensive side. Offensively, they didn't have any penalties, so that's kind of great. They maybe had a couple, but defensively, I don't know what you can do, man. I honestly, I don't know what you can do. If you're gonna play B Steve, he's gonna get you a penalty or two, or he's gonna let somebody catch the ball, like D said. Humphreys had a penalty today, and a couple other people, and Mr. King, he's like the number 5th or 6th cornerback on the team, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I really don't. I really don't know what you can do as far as scheming it up and just telling them, yeah, hey guys, don't do certain things because you might get penalized. I mean, I just don't know, because either way, it's gonna go one way or another. It's like it's gonna be a ridiculous call, which we're gonna get a penalty anyway, just because, or it's gonna be it's blatant as you could grabbing on a guy, or grabbing a face mask, or just doing something real stupid. So that's that. They have the reputation, like Dee said, of being the most penalized team in all the NFL. But I don't know what you can do at this point. It's about to be week 16, or I'm sorry, week 15, or something like that. But either way, there's nothing you can do. It just is.
Penalties. Did about the penalties? No, nothing.
I mean, at this point, kind of all what they are. He's both kind of had his stuff corrected. I mean, I know they look at, okay, which crew's coming in, how many penalties do they penalize on this and that and the other. I mean, they're supposed to look at them facts and numbers and stuff. I'm hoping they doing that. I mean, but it's just like they just especially in the secondary, they like to grab. They like to do silly stuff. Now, I'm going to tell you who has improved well, and he should get some credit, is the rookie Wiggins, man. You notice Wiggins is doing less of that now, man. He's doing less of that stuff. He's doing a good job. He's listening. Brandon Stevens not only don't he not fall the ball, he don't listen. Being
True.
said, offensively too, the penalty, because your point, Roger, they didn't get hit with many. They only got hit maybe 2 or 3, maybe, but those penalties sometimes kill drives, man. They kill the start of drives, or they kill the middle of the drives, man. And those are the ones, the mental mistakes there you don't want consistently, man. So the offense seems like they've cleaned up on it a little better than the defense have, but I don't know about it. It ain't that much you can really do at this point now. Let's start benching mofos. I mean, what it is. If you keep doing that, get benched. I mean, that's all I can tell you.
How'd y'all feel Harbaugh did today, Raj? I know you've been
Yeah.
very critical, D. You've been not as critical, but you still are holding him accountable. How y'all feel he did today?
I mean, he didn't really have to do anything today. I mean, I could have went out there and coached the team, and they probably would have destroyed this team. Still 35-14. So he didn't have to do nothing. He pretty much, let them do what they do. One of the Dre things like that. He's going to have to really coach his ass off next week, because I'm looking at some of these stats, against the Steelers and Eagles game, and Najee Harris only had 14 yards rushing the football today, which was terrible. And Calvin Austin was their leading receiver with 65 yards. You already know that, like I said before, the Steelers is going to come prepared next week. Angry, frustrated. They just got dog walked in Philadelphia. What can John Harbaugh do next week? Can he, can he stop some of the, trickery that the Steelers like to do? Can he, tell the team, get them more prepared for them not to commit silly penalties? Can he not turn the ball over 3 to 4 times per game? It's like, what can you do next week to really prepare your team to not fall off the wagon? Because right now, like you said, we're in a prime position to take this division right now with a win next week, and he didn't have to do really anything today to get this victory, because the New York Giants is pretty much a kiddie team at this point. So what are you going to do next week? Because we already know Mike Tomlin has plenty of tricks up his sleeve, and he's already done it to us this season so far in the first victory against us. It's like, what can you do to offset a lot of the moves that the Steelers are going to make on the field? And I don't know, man. You already know I don't have no faith in Harbaugh at this point. But if his real coaching starts next week. Pretty much the playoffs starts next week for him, because after this he has to play Houston, which is like another playoff game, and then we lost to Cleveland, so we're going to have to play them again, which is probably going to be another playoff game. So the real coaching starts next week. What can he do? What adjustments can he make? Can he actually, rein the team in if we are down, if we're turning the ball over? What can he do next week? It starts next week. He didn't have to do anything this week. He really didn't. So it starts next week, man. If he wants to stay on this team, if he wants to lead us to the promised land, he can do it. It's just, can he listen? Can he follow through? That part I don't know. But we're gonna find out. His real task is next week.
Mark Andrews breaks the team franchise lead for touchdowns with 48, breaking Jamal Lewis's record. D. Mark Andrews, Mr. Consistent. I know we had concerns about him earlier this season, but he's still getting it done. And tag on to the Harbaugh and Tucker today also. And then, Rod, you can talk about Tucker after D as well.
I mean, I tell you this about Andrews. I wasn't too worried early. I thought he would get back on track, and he has. He's gotten back on track so much I can start my fantasy football again. And that's all that matters. I mean, no, I can say it all, man. He's a model of consistency for the team, man. Ever since he's been drafted, been here, he's been consistent. He had to learn how to block a little more this year early. He was able to do that somewhat. And we did well. To Roger's point, yeah, the coaching had a bye week this week. I mean, what did I mean, the Giants are terrible. They didn't lose for 8, 9 straight. I forget where they got to go next week. They'll probably lose again. I mean, they trying to get that number 1 pick, man. They trying to get somebody off of Colorado's team. Hunter, quarterback, probably the quarterback. He been hanging out with neighbors. I mean, didn't have to do nothing. But like Roger said, it starts Saturday. It starts Saturday. It's run. And the whole coaching staff, from offense coordinator Monken, all of them, Harbaugh and company. They got to get it done. They got to get it done, man. I'm tired of losing to Pittsburgh, man. I'm sorry. I'm tired of losing to the Steelers when the Steelers ain't doing all that much for this.
What is it, 9 out of 10, B? What is it, 9 out of 10?
Like 9 out of 10, man. Ain't like back in the day when Ben, you remember I was in Pittsburgh. You know I tell a story. I was in Pittsburgh that night. But I seen Ben just clean the way. He was dropping them touchdowns and finding them things in the first half. I was like, okay. It pissed me off. I was like, okay. Bobby, you can get the belt emoji thing going because that's what it was that night. They caught the belt. They caught the belt real bad that day. But
what day was this day? Can you tell the story again?
Oh Lord. So back in 2007, when the Ravens had every injury under the book, and they was banged up, they tried to play, they went up Pittsburgh, and they was down 35-0 at halftime, getting their ass handed to them. Ben was out there looking like Super Ben. He was just tossing touchdown, flicking Ravens off of him, smiling. Fans just licking up. They was hanging the Raven bird. It was a bad night. Peed on him in the alley and everything. It was bad. But with that being said, the Ravens in these recent games have been right there with Pittsburgh. They should have won. At least half of them, or not more. A lot of them, they beat themselves. We had 2 throwaway games in there. We grant you that. But they need to get it done, man. The division is on the line. A home playoff game at least is on the line Saturday. And they need to play it like it's a home playoff game in the playoffs. So we're going to make the playoffs, but I want a home game. I want at least one home game, damn it.
Your thoughts on Tucker real quick as well, D.
I mean, Tucker had a bye week too. He hadn't really do all that much. I mean, he hit his extra points. I mean, he talking about, I was in the lab. I was doing this last week and this and that and the other. Well, guess what? Saturday, you got to get it done Saturday. We're going to need you. We're going to need you to kick a nice long field goal. Not no whack extra point. Now, we could be like, Bass from Buffalo that missed the easy field goal today because he hasn't been used in like 3 weeks. Buffalo been just putting all these points up. Looking like Buffalo wings out there. The points they've been hitting up. But Tucker, we're gonna need you next week, man. So get your leg ready. Stay away from Wolf Farms and stay in the castle. We're gonna need you.
Real quick, the Giants have the Falcons, Colts, and Eagles. So it looks like they'll probably lose all those games as well.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. They team that need wins. They don't.
Real quick, Ryan, thoughts on Tucker, because we did have a tweet. I know our good brother Nitro even did something on this the other day about the Chiefs releasing their kicker, Matthew Wright, who stood in for your boy Harrison Buckle, who's coming back, Raj, and he will be a free agent, special teams player of the week last week, and could be signed possibly this week for the Ravens. So that could be news possibly coming.
Yeah, please sign him now. I understand, Tucker is, he's going to get another chance against the Steelers. But if he looks like some BS next week and he's missing field goals left and right against the Steelers, you need to sign this brother right now. Put him on practice, not practice squad. Put him on the roster or something. Waive a guy or whatever. Get his ass now, man. Because I still do not trust Tucker, man. I understand he hit all 5 of his extra points. That's great. Like Dee said, it was a bye week for him. I still have no faith in Tucker right now. Can he get right? Sure, he's a Hall of Fame kicker, but at this stage right now, he's iffy, man. He's very iffy. So, hopefully he plays well, he kicks well next week. Hopefully, we don't have this talk about him leaving, but I do not trust him. I still don't trust him at all, and he's going to be. I think he'll be the difference yet again, if we win or lose next week, and we're going to find out, man. We're going to see what he does. But if you said that brother's a free agent, bring his ass in now. Don't even wait for him to sign somewhere else. You get him now. That brother can kick. Get his ass in the house.
D, you agreeing with Raj?
Hey, look, if he clear waivers, I don't think nobody can pick him up. off of waivers. If he clear waivers, man, you gotta get him up in. At least on the taxi squad. At least get him in here. Tell him, hey, look, we're gonna put you on the practice squad. If anything happens, you coming in, because I don't know if y'all remember, Stout was actually doing a couple kickoffs here. Stout actually was doing a couple kickoffs today, man.
Yep, I saw that. He was.
Okay, so
he's having a good year on the punt tip at least.
Yeah. He is. He's not having a bad year. He's had maybe 2 like games that was kind of moments in them that was a little ooh, but outside of that, he's had a good year. He's had a real good year.
Rod, you want to give your prediction for the game this coming? I know you are hedging that you feel like the Steelers have the advantage, but any other things looking at this game? I mean, the Steelers now 10-4. We can kind of start with them. They lost today to the Philadelphia Eagles 27-13, and I don't even know if it was that close. I saw, watching that in the Lions and Bills back to back, but how you feel about the Steelers coming into this game? Eagles 12-2 as well. We can talk about both of those if you want.
I think they're gonna come on some slick stuff, man. I think the Ravens are, like I said, I always think the Ravens are the better team than the Steelers. I think the Ravens have all the pieces to beat them, but it's always going to come down to coaching. And I picked the Ravens the last time because I thought that Harbaugh was going to find a way to get it done. I thought Lamar was going to find a way to not, to get it done. I thought Derrick Henry was going to show up big. None of these things happened in the last game. I don't expect this to happen in this game. Until I can see them, I'll be there. So until I see it with my own eyes, I'm not picking the Ravens to win. I'm picking the Steelers. I need the Ravens to actually show that they pretty much belong, man, because they had it kind of easy so far as against teams besides the Steelers and besides the Chiefs. They had their way with most of the the big name opponents that they played so far. So, I mean, Mike Tomlin is a beast. We all know this. We've seen him over the years. D, you just, talked about the ass whooping that we caught in 2007 when you was up there. So we already know what he's about.
Yeah, that was Tomlin's first year.
Yeah, his first year, he put his foot down. But yeah, man, we done lost the last 9 out of 10. I don't see that changing. Until we actually do it, and we do it convincingly. I mean, sure, can we win a close game? Yeah, we can win a close game, but I need to see it convincingly. Can they not have as many penalties? Can they not turn the ball over? Can Lamar, do what he did somewhat today next week? Can the receivers get open? Can Falele and Rosengarten, hold up? Can he not miss blocks? Can Lamar run forward instead of backwards? I mean, I need to know these things, man, because pretty much this is it right now. This is the last of the easy teams. Right now, like I said, is playoff atmosphere at this point going in. So can they do these things? I don't know. And I'm not going to take a chance on saying, oh, the Ravens are going to do this. No, I'm not doing that. Maybe last year I would have because I had more confidence in them. But this year is a very iffy team. 1 minute they show greatness, and the next minute they frustrate the hell out you. So I cannot, for the life of me, pick the Ravens to win this game next week. I hope I am wrong, though. I want to be wrong. I always want to be wrong when I'm picking against them, but they haven't shown me consistency so far. They've shown me that they can get by. Lamar showed me that he can be great against teams like the Giants. And some other teams, but can he beat teams like the Steelers? Can he beat teams like the Chiefs? Can he beat Buffalo on the road? I don't know, man. But it's just going to come down to that. It's going to come down to, can we limit our mistakes? Can we not turn the ball over? Can we out-coach Tomlin? And can Harbaugh get out of his own way? If he needs to make an adjustment, if Cleveland needs to come in the game next week, bring him in the game. Don't hesitate. Especially if Falele is getting beat, and we're seeing it on tape, and we see it as fans on the field. If you see that man getting dominated, take his ass out the game, make the change, rotate. You did it last year. Why can't you do it again this year? It's just stuff like that. He has to get out of his own way if he wants to win, if he wants to beat the Steelers, and not play into their hands, because they love to do that. So until I see all these things happen, until I see a complete change, I am not picking the Baltimore Ravens next week against the Pittsburgh Steelers because they've had our number for years. They've beaten us like we stole something. They stole plenty of games from us. They laugh at us. And on top of that, they always, waving them towels in the stands when they come to Baltimore. So until I see a change, until I see Lamar Jackson actually be like, you know what, enough of this crap. We're going to play well, and we're going to play well consistently. I can't pick us to win.
D, your thoughts on the Steelers today losing to the Eagles? Eagles are now tied with the Lions. Lions, I think, have a better conference record, so they're still number one. And the game is a Saturday game. Do you talk a little bit about how that bumping everything up a day can affect both teams, really?
Well, first of all, both teams got this 3 days and 3 games in like 10, 11 day stretch, along with Houston and Kansas City. So it's tough right there. The Ravens pretty much having a little smoother helps. It helped today playing the Giants. Didn't need to spend as much energy. Pittsburgh, which most people didn't know, I didn't remember this either, haven't won in Philadelphia since 1965. I mean, that's an amazing stat for itself. And they tried hard today, and they got beat. The Eagles was the better team. They got physical Pittsburgh. The Eagles put their issues aside and got it done. Now, I thought the Eagles wasn't going to be able to put them issues aside, and they was able to, and we're happy for it. But to Roger's point, I can't blame him for thinking the way he's thinking. The Ravens have gave credibility and substance to them. I picked them the first time. I thought overall was the better team. They were crushing Russell Wilson. They didn't really quite do that like I thought they would. The second game, I'm not going to pick a winner yet. I'm going to go through, looking at some stuff. Now, as of right now, I'm leaning towards the Ravens at home. But that hasn't mattered when the game's counted. Now, last year's game didn't count. So it counted, but y'all know what I mean. They didn't play the starters. They didn't really go out hard for the matchup last year. They didn't need to. Ravens got to find a way to overcome themselves, man. First, they got to overcome themselves so they can be able to beat their opponent. And that's where Harbaugh and company, they got to be able to strategize and scheme over Pittsburgh, scheme over Mr. Watt. Because you know Watt always do. He do for, even today in the loss, he still got a sack or two in on Mr. Hurts. So, he's going to come back and just make sure it's a time of the game. If he do, it ain't going to hurt us bad or hurt us at all. And you got to be able to step up, man. Guys got to step up. And guys can't play like they need to do and overdo stuff. Lamar on down. You got to play for yourself, and you got to trust your teammates. You can't be out there thinking, man, I got to do everything. No, it don't. Against Pittsburgh, that stuff don't work. They're going to beat you. We've seen it too many times with the Ravens and Steelers rivalry. And the rivalry's getting a new wrinkle. It's going to be on Fox for this game on Saturday. Normally it's a CBS game or, NBC will have it. It'll be on Fox, and that'll be a different wrinkle. Y'all hear Tom Brady talking about it. Probably bring up his little Raven memories and Steeler memories or whatever. But we got to be able to get it done, man. The division is on the line. Steelers beat us, they got the division. It's over. We're going to be on the road. So, got to get it done. Got to find a way on Saturday. Get the job done.
Well, we shall see what happens on Saturday as it's a 4:30 start, as D mentioned, on Fox. Guys, you want to go around the NFL real quick, get these scores from week 15. So we're heading into week 16, guys. Started on Thursday real quick, NFC West, the Rams, they're red hot. D 12-6 victory over the 49ers. I think they're done. Rams might win the West.
Yeah, it's between the Rams and Seahawks. They meet each other in the final week of the season. I'm certain that game will either be on NBC or Monday/Saturday football on ABC and ESPN because that game's going to mean a whole bunch. The 49ers is banged up. They're done. Linebacker quit on them. No one came back injury, got hurt. I mean, this has been a snake big year for the 49ers. And it's a lesson learned, man. When that window's open, you got a chance to get it done, man. You got to get it done, man, because it's not guaranteed you're going to go right back to the postseason, right back to the Super Bowl, man. You got to get the job done. And I think the 49ers know that, and I know they're going to try to recruit that roster before they got to play Purdy his money, because once they pay him the money, man, it's going to be tough for him.
Go ahead, Raj.
I mean, I don't got nothing to say. D pretty much said it all against the Rams and 49ers. The 49ers is finished. And the Rams are, they're on the right track to trying to get back in the playoff race. So it is what it is at this point.
We can start with some of the afternoon games. Buccaneers blow out the Chargers. Hammer time, and the Bucs might win the South, D.
How about that? Strikes to Tampa Bay, man. Thought Tampa Bay was my pick when C started to win the South. They're looking good. Big win to go out there in LA, take on the Charger team that defensively this probably was their worst defensive effort all year. And that's saying a lot because they played Chiefs twice, played Ravens, and they didn't give up no points like that. But they gave up points to the Buccaneers, man. Buccaneers rolled up in there and won. And Dobbins not being there has hurt that team dearly, man. Really hurt them dearly. And I like what I see out of Tampa Bay, man. I think they're gonna win the South. Now they got to play Minnesota, Detroit in the first round, though. But no, not necessarily, because they beat Detroit this year and Detroit, Tampa Bay. So out of all them teams in the South, I actually think the Buccaneers could match up with Minnesota or Detroit.
Good, Raj.
Yeah, even though they lost Chris Godwin for the year, Buccaneers still have a lot of firepower. And Bake Mayfield knows how to get it done because he played in the AFC North, and he was a really tough out when he was healthy. So not shocking that they destroyed the Chargers like this. Like you said, J.K. Dobbins not being there has hurt that team. They can't run the football effectively. Gus Edwards is a shell of himself since he's not playing with the great Raven team. And it is what it is, man. So the Chargers will still probably make the playoffs, but that'll probably be a one-and-done team when they get in.
Well, Cardinals and the Patriots, kind of a WC. Cardinals on life support, Raj?
Yeah, they played the Patriots as a WC game. Cardinals, 7-7 football team. Their record speaks for itself. It should be a lot better, but they're not. It is what it is. They played, like I said, they played the Pats. We'll see what happens going forward, though. They got 3 more games left. Maybe they can run the table. Who knows?
Go ahead, D. Thoughts on the Patriots and Cardinals, if there are any?
It's good seeing folks say, go to sleep. That's what it was, pretty much. Arizona taking care of business that they're supposed to do. But Arizona make the playoffs. I don't think they will. They had their destiny in their own hands and they blew it. So now they're going to need to win and get some help. I don't think they're going to get the help they need. So they're down.
Let's get to the NFC. D, I'll start with you. Eagles win, Lions lose, both 12-2. Who gets the number 1 seed, and who do you take if they meet in the playoffs right now?
I thought that the day Detroit and Buffalo was going to be a matchup to see which team could match up better, and Detroit wasn't physical. They got outbeat. Josh Allen came in, pretty much did what he wanted to do. That was Detroit's 3rd straight home game, man. Maybe the effects of them playing 2 divisional games at home and they had to barely win took their toll on them, and they didn't have enough to beat Buffalo. And then Buffalo, motivated, put up 42 points last week in the loss to the Rams. You knew they had to come and roll today. So Eagles, you look at it on paper, the Eagles probably got more of the main weapons, but I would like Detroit now. This is going to again come down to home field. That's why this is key, because if Detroit got to go in the cold consistently, they're going to get beat eventually, man. It's just what it is. Yes, they're in a cold city, but they play in a dome. So they're not used to playing in that cold on the regular on game day. The Vikings is another team, guys, we can't count out, because they're going to be probably 12-2 tomorrow when they beat Chicago in all likelihood. They're going to be a part of it. And if they can stay with Detroit, and then that Week 18 game, Minnesota-Detroit, if Minnesota win, they'd be maybe the 1 or 2 seed. And then Detroit might have to travel. And that'd be interesting, man. They'd be a wild card team. So there's 3 teams in this race right now, and it's interesting. But I think it's going to go by who gets home field. That's going to determine things in the NFC.
Raj?
I thought today was a bad loss for the Detroit Lions. You let the Vikings right back in it to get the number 1 spot. You never want to do that. And also, it was a good win for the Buffalo Bills because Patrick Mahomes got hurt today, so he's weak. He's considered week to week. If they drop in these next two games, they right there to get to take the number one spot. So yeah, I thought it was a great day for Buffalo and a piss poor day for the Detroit Lions. But it's not really shocking. You know, both of these teams are some of the best teams in the AFC and the NFC. They had the big Dukaroo today, and it just how the cookie crumbled today. Josh Allen had a fantastic day. The Lions tried to come back late, and then they couldn't take the lead back, and that's how it goes sometimes. But like I said before, man, Buffalo still has a chance to get that number one seed, and they're right there on the heels of KC. And just in case they decide to drop a couple of games because their starting quarterback can't go.
Let's get to the game of the day. NFL today was there. The Bills outlast the Lions 48-42. I guess we all kind of thought it would be a high-scoring game. I picked the Bills, and Josh Allen right now MVP, whether we like it or not in Baltimore.
Hey man, I know a lot of folks hating on Josh Allen. I'm gonna say this: my fantasy team loves Josh Allen. First of all, I tell you, love him, boy. But he's doing it up, man, and props to him, man. He getting it done. Remember when he first got drafted, a lot of people thought out of the quarterbacks he was gonna be the big bust, man. He wasn't gonna get it done for a while, but he's proven that he can get it done, man. Proven this year without his our boy, man, that went to Houston and got hurt. He's gotten it done, man.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs. Yeah. He gotten it done, man. Gotten it done with no running game at times. Gotten it done with no wide receivers. Right now, he's the leading MVP vote getter right now, man. Granted, they came to Baltimore and got beat. And before they had got Amari Cooper in them, but he's done more at the moment with less, man. Like you said, went to Detroit and won. You know, they dominate their division over. No, these last three games coming up. If they didn't play for the one seed, they're gonna still play, but they got the Jets and the Patriots. I mean, that's in the bag.
Pretty much.
That's in the bag, man. I mean, like I said, Kansas City might like you said, Patrick's and the reason why that's important, gang, because you got Houston and Pittsburgh for Kansas City coming up, and that's what 2 games in 4 days.
Yeah,
Patrick definitely not playing. I don't think he's playing Saturday. I think they might hold him out for the Pittsburgh game. But I don't think he's playing Saturday, man, because that's a bit much. But Detroit had to lose eventually too, man. They only had one loss all year. You know, this is the NFL, man. You something happens, and at least they lost to a quality team, man. Now, I thought they'd be a little bit more dominant, especially defensively, but props to Buffalo, man. And like you said, NFL today was there. That was the big game. I mean, both networks had a doubleheader today, but that was the big game of the week for the NFL, probably. And it lived up to it for most of it. At times, Detroit was lagging behind, but it did live up to it for the most part.
Go ahead, Raj.
I pretty much already talked about it. I already spoke my piece about how it was a bad loss for Detroit, but a great win for Buffalo.
Let's get to that game in Cleveland. The Chiefs win 21-7, but Patrick Mahomes, Raj, he leaves with an ankle injury. They're saying he would have tried to play through it if it was a more meaningful game, but the tribal chief is a little wounded. I know you don't want to see him hurt, but I know you like the fact that he may be a little wounded moving forward.
Hey, man.
Acknowledge me.
Hey, man, I don't want the brother to be hurt, but that offensive line is trash, even worse than the Baltimore Ravens offensive line at times. And yeah, man, he might miss both of these games coming up. I wouldn't be surprised. I know he's saying that he could have played through it, today or whatever, but he might, you sleep on it tonight, wake up tomorrow morning, he's like, oh, what is this? So them ankle injuries can be very, very, very tricky. So it does suck for them because they're trying to, get back to another Super Bowl or whatever. But yeah, man, this is why they're 13-1 right now, I believe. So they have opportunity to drop games if they would like, but it would kind of mess up the momentum if they did. But yeah, man, that offensive line is trash for the Chiefs, but they find ways to win. I'm not surprised that they found a way to win against the Browns. Jameis Winston is god awful as a quarterback. He can't stop turning over the football, and it's just the luck of the draw, man. This is what they've been doing the entire year, finding ways to win when the other team finds ways to lose.
Go ahead, D.
Yeah, Kansas City really dominated that game. They was up 21-0. Cleveland had nothing coming. For some reason, Seamus Jameis, he laid down. He laid down to Kansas City at home, but when Pittsburgh Baltimore came in, he found a way. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting with Kansas City, man. Like I said before, I don't think he's gonna play Saturday. I think he might try to get back out there at Christmas. I give you about, what's it, Sunday? That might give you about 13 days to heal up. Yep. But it's gonna be interesting, man, because the AFC, the top spot's still on the line. Buffalo, like we just said before, you named the schedule. They got the Jets, Patriots, and the Jets. Well, it's no, I'm sorry. It's the Patriots, the Jets, and then the Patriots. That's what it is.
Oh my God. When?
Yeah, I mean, right. All right. So they Buffalo, they still know by week 18. And remember, Denver plays Kansas City too, that final week of the season. And Denver might need that game for seeding purposes, man. Now they take care of business Thursday night against the Chargers, then they might be straight. But they might need that game still, man. So Kansas City ain't out the woods yet, man. They got 3 very tough opponents to end the year out. And if the Chiefs can get the 1 seed, that's great, but they might have to sacrifice it and maybe get the 2. And then they went to Buffalo last year and won, and might have to do it again this year. But
Bengals,
man, it is what it is.
Bengals stay alive 37-27 over the Texans. Will Levis gets bench, Raj.
I mean, Bengals are going to Bengal. They find ways to stay in the race, but we all know that the race is probably over with. But they're still putting up gaudy numbers. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. It is what it is. Tennessee bench and Will Levis. Will Levis is trash. Let's not sugarcoat it. He's not good. And the Titans are not good. So of course they're going to win. But we all know that the Bengals defense is trash too. But yeah, it just is what it is at this point.
Go ahead, D.
Yeah, it's not shocking Cincinnati's supposed to win. They was down early in this game, though. Burrow, they throw a couple interceptions. He wanted to be a gunslinger. I think one got ran back for a touchdown. Will Levis is bad. Titans need to really consider going out there, either bringing in a veteran next year to help Levis, or maybe draft one. But I'm not going to say draft one just yet, but they need to bring in a veteran, because that brother is bad. Levis, he is bad. And their defense ain't that bad, man. They're not a bad defense, man. But you got a bad quarterback like that, it drains the team, man. And Titans stink. They just do. And the Bengals, I think the Bengals, I'm trying to remember the rest of their schedule off the top of my head. I know they got the Broncos coming up. I think that's one of their games they're going to have. And Broncos. Oh, yeah, Steelers the end of the year. And I forget who they play next week. Let me see who they play next week. Cleveland. They usually own Cleveland. And it's in Cincinnati. So they'll win that game. And then their season probably come to an end against Denver in the sense of playoff hopes.
Commanders almost commandered, as you would say, Raj. 20-19 in New Orleans, was up 14-0.
Man, that was tough to watch in the second half. They was doing their thing in the first. They was up by like 14-0. And then they just kept doing silly things, man, missing field goals, doing stuff that they ain't supposed to be, committing penalties, doing stuff they ain't supposed to be doing. And then all of a sudden, it's a close game. The Saints have the ball. They drive down the field, get the touchdown, go for the extra point, go for the 2-point conversion, don't get it. It was a while. I know Cravante was very frustrated watching that. I was frustrated for him, but they found a way to win. They held on. They didn't give up the game, so that's a good thing. But still, brings in a lot of questions, man, for them, for them going into the future. It's like their field goal kicker is not great either. He's been missing a lot of kicks that are makeable as well. So glad that they got the win, but they got a lot of questions to answer.
Go ahead, D.
How many kickers have Washington been through? Because this is what they had.
I think this is the
Second, third.
one. Yeah, third one.
Yeah. First of all, check out the post-game show here on the Flex Zone with the Commanders post-game with Byron Cavante. Excuse me.
Take your time, brother.
While D gets it together, Raj, what a Cowboys thing to do to keep winning, even though you know you're not gonna make the playoffs, just to get worse draft stock and capital that you need.
I mean, it's the thing to do, right? I don't really have any thoughts on this game. I didn't really watch it. It is what it is with the Cowboys. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not winning the Super Bowl. They're not going to win a playoff game. They're right in no man's land at this point. And they're just putting up for stat purposes. So it's a WC.
D, we got you. Do we got you, D?
Yeah, got me back, man. My boys went dry. Went like Washington's offense in the second half. But yeah, back to the Washington question very quickly. They got to not have games. You know you got a bad team. You should be able to take care of it. They got the Eagles next. The Eagles going to be pissed off. They want that 1 seed. They're coming in hot. They just beat Pittsburgh. They're coming to D.C. They want to finish the division off. They want that division. Then you got Atlanta that's trying to fight for the South. Washington got to play. Then they get the Cowboys. But Washington got to be able to finish games off like that, man. You shouldn't be at a point, oh, my God, we the only reason why I can go into overtime because the Saints like, look, we don't got nothing to play for. We don't got nothing to lose. We just trying to get this thing done. So let's go ahead, send the overtime. Let's win it. And you got to get a team like that a little bit of credit, man. At least they went for it. Dallas and Carolina, first of all, we ran on the main Flex Zone show last week. The Cowboys, Fox, that's their bread and butter. They moved, I think Pam Oliver and her crew, which is Olsen and Davis, was supposed to do the Saints game. I think last minute they got moved to the Carolina game because it's the Cowboys. People got to see the Cowboys. People want to see them. People love the Cowboys. And I went with the Panthers. The Panthers didn't. They looked like they wasn't ready today against Dallas. But it's like it's two teams that's going nowhere, man. Who wants to? At least with Washington. At least Washington is in the playoff race, And the Saint game was a little bit more exciting. The more the country should have seen that. But it's the Cowboys, though. We gotta show the Cowboys. Gotta show them. They're America's team. Gotta show them Cowboys now. The Cowboys. Gotta show them. But they don't do nothing of substance. So, like you said, Byron, the Cowboys, with faint hope, they get Tampa Bay next Sunday night. Tampa Bay gonna put an end to that. What's the crumb left of their postseason?
Couldn't have said it better myself. Our weekly Jets update, they win 32-25, so they'll be picking behind the Jaguars, and the Texans get on track, beat the Dolphins 20-12. Raj.
They can't even lose right, man. I mean, if you're going to lose, go all the way with losing. Don't win games now. They did this when they was trying to get Trevor Lawrence back in the day, and they fumbled up and got Zach Wilson. Team is ass backwards at this point. So, I mean, cool that they won, but not Andrews, but Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams look fantastic. But it's a WC at this point. You're not really playing for anything. So yeah, it was a goofy win for the New York Jets when they need to continue to keep tanking, but they can't do that right. So it is what it is. The Jaguars are going to continue to keep losing, so they're doing the right thing.
Go ahead, D.
Well, trash plus trash equal trash. And that's what the Jets and Jaguars are. Aaron Rodgers want to go on, Pat McAfee. I actually watched this live, funny enough. and he up there spitting this nonsense about how former athletes talk now and they do this and that and the other, and they, Sports Center ain't the same no more and all this jazz. But I'm like, you on the network that you're talking about with a former athlete that gives his opinion and does a good job at it. And he said, "Oh no, not you, Pat." But it's like, Aaron, you doing the same thing. How hypocritical you are. And I heard Ryan Clark got him good on Friday.
Oh, he did.
Yep, got him good. Mia Kimes, she got him good too. And Aaron, it's time, man. You're gonna go down. You're a great quarterback in your day. We call, remember we call you Duck Dodgers up here. Use the man, but I'm gonna say the turn for him was when he lost to Tom Brady. I think that loss to Tom Brady turned him. Look. You know how wrestling we say you have a double switch? I think we had a double switch that day, man. Real double switch. And since then, Aaron Rodgers think he knows everything. He's high and mighty. He knows more than everybody else. He talks downgrading. He sits in the dark room, which I'm like, who the hell does that? All like a whole off season or whatever. It's like it's just crazy now.
It
Brother,
like,
you need to go get some help.
It feels like his off-season shenanigans, turns up on the field now, and he can't seem to get away from his conservative views also. But it is what it is at this point. I think he's finished. He might come back next year.
I do too,
because the Jets don't really have anybody to really pick from since they're winning games, and it's just going to be the same thing over again.
No. I slide old Bill Belichick, but they talking about him thinking about kicking the Jets around again. I said, Bill, I ain't down with you, but don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Because they're cursed. They're cursed, man. They from Woody on down. They're cursed, man. Don't do it to yourself, man. It ain't worth it. Look, go to North Carolina. They like old people there. See, they had Mac Brown. They like older coaches there. Because going to the Jets, you're going to guarantee to lose. It's a guarantee.
That's a fact.
Tuna's done, guys. They're 6-8, lose to the Texans. Tuna's done.
Yeah, they're done. It's a wrap. They had a
chance.
They had a chance to get in there, and they fumbled the ball enough. And yeah, man, they just look like a team that's not going to go anywhere at this point.
Yeah, guys, the Tunas, sorry, Byron, the Tunas put themselves in the big hole early. When Tua got hurt, they couldn't win games. Now they're done. They're going to be packaged up, shipped out. Them and the 49ers play each other next week. The loser is literally done. And the winner have slim hope. But the loser is definitely done in that one next week.
Colts, Broncos pretty much solidifying their playoff hopes with the win. I think the Colts are done now, too.
Yeah, they're finished as well. So basically, all the teams you see in the fifth, sixth, and seventh seed are probably gonna all make the playoffs. Bengals, Colts, and Dolphins. I think they're all done.
Yeah, ship that horseshoe out of here, man. They done, man. I mean, that's another one. They went back, back and forth with Richardson, Flacco. Richardson did play better when he got back in, so it wasn't like that was a full mistake. But they had lost too many games early in the year, and it hurt them. And the Colts next year they can retry again, but they're done. They're not winning the division. They're not making the wild card. They're finished.
Green Bay and Seattle tonight, big game. I picked the Packers. They're already up 7-0, guys. Mr. Love.
That's my boy.
Yeah, I picked the Packers too, Byron. Love. Oh, they love. Yeah. I just think the Packers, they had 10 days to prepare. They had the key loss to the Lions. They was going to be motivated tonight. And Seattle and them, it's going to come down. It's going to come down to Seattle and the Rams. Business spot. And the Packers going to be well trenched in the wild card, man. I don't think they have no shot at winning the division. But they're not a bad team. But they might be just one piece, especially at the wide receiver spot. They got to go out and get one next year.
Packers is still there. Still a good football team. I think I picked them to win as well. So we'll see what happens. But go Pack, go.
Well, D, Monday Night Quill, we don't use that often anymore, but Monday we got some Night Quill football-wise. Bears, Vikings, Falcons, Raiders. This is the doubleheader we get.
Yes, twin build you get. Yeah. Not Dolphins. Bears are done. I actually picked the Raiders to beat Atlanta. Wasn't shocked that happens, but Atlanta should win the game. The Raiders don't even know who the quarterback gonna be, for crying out loud. But we'll see. But I'll probably be watching. There'll probably be one night I will be watching Monday Night Raw.
Oh man, Raj, are you excited for that?
I have no thoughts on that. We can continue on.
That's pretty much all I have, guys. D, any final thoughts? Get ready for a Saturday afternoon Fox game. I don't know what we're going to do, guys. We got college football playoff, D, and NFL on Saturday. So we'll have to figure out when we're going to do this post game next week.
Shimmy, yeah, there's a lot going on, man. I think the Terps play too. I think they play Syracuse on the basketball side. Big game there. It's a lot going on. But you can check it out right here on the Flex Zone, on the YouTube, on the other social media. We're getting it down, man. The content been pumping. It's been popping. Had Saturday night main event. The main Flex Zone show tomorrow. So it's a lot going on. And you can check it all out right here via the Flex Zone.
What you cooking up on your channel, D? You can't forget about DSN.
Oh, yes. The iSport Network again. The high school basketball is flowing like manna from the heavens. Coming right down. Working on some stuff right now as we speak from the She Got Game. Going to have action coming up this week from Poly and Weston, the great girls rivalry up in Baltimore, as you know, folks. And then Aberson and City going at it later on this week. We'll have that one for you. And the Clash of the Titans from Boys Latin was a feature game there. Be DeMatha and Mount Carmel on the boys' side. Should be fun. Dice Funny Network on the Twitter. Dice Funny Net. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. Dice Funny Network.
Raj, how you feeling in episode 470 of the Flex Zone tomorrow, 10 p.m.?
Feeling good, man. Good content weekend. Plenty of subscribers this weekend. We've been popping off, which is pretty good as always. But of course, we have more work to do, and work never stops. So check us out tomorrow's show, 10 p.m. As always, check out Wednesday AEW Dynamite if you would like. It's Friday Night SmackDown again, of course. And I think, post-game show, pre-game shows for the Ravens, Commanders next week. And yeah, this is what we do. So just stay tuned for updates and all kinds of stuff.
Yes, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button, sound off. Let us know your thoughts on the Ravens game, Commanders game. We'll be live tomorrow, episode 474. The week 15 recap, week 16 preview, college football playoff preview and picks, week 16 picks. Talking about Bill Belichick. We got a special guest tomorrow as well. So another line of great interviews to round out 2024 for the Flex Zone podcast. Raj, of course, will be with us, social media producer. D was on episode 469, so check that out. He was with us for the whole show. Check us out. It's live on the channel. Saturday night's main event, we were live. SmackDown, we were live. AEW, we were live. We had previews for each Saturday night's main event match as well. We were live earlier for the Washington Commanders post-game show. We got a preview for that. We did Friday. And a Ravens pre-game show we did earlier today. Flex Zone 1, Twitter, Instagram, and the Flex Zone 1 at gmail.com. The cash app Flex Zone 1. Only place, fellas, give me sports how you want it.
When you need it.
When you need it, baby.
Check them out on DieSportNet and Big Rides on the Flex Zone podcast. Throw your ones up, acknowledge us, putting your kids to bed. Thank you guys for watching. Ravens get a big-time victory, improved to 9-5. Giants fall to 2-12, 35-14. Lamar Jackson, 5 touchdowns. Saturday afternoon, we do it again, 4:30 Fox. We'll be live Saturday night sometime with another Saturday night's main event of our own. For Raj and D, everybody in the chat, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, vote on the poll if you haven't already, and sound off down below. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Peace.